Hello, my name is Megan Bednarz and it is spring of 2025. I thought the name Canal of Schlem sounded like something in Lord of the Rings, so I looked up how it got its name. Not super interesting. It is Frederick Schlem's last name, and he is the German man who discovered the structure in 1830. To begin, we have two segments of the eye. We have the anterior segment, or the front part, and then we have the posterior segment, or the back part. We're going to start with the cornea, which is the front part of the eye. It's a transparent layer that provides protection for the eye. Its bulging curvature also provides major refraction. Then behind the cornea is the aqueous humor. It's all in here. It is a watery fluid that nourishes the lens and other surrounding parts. The pupil right here is a hole in the iris that light passes through. It appears black because not a lot of light is coming this way. So the iris is right here. It controls the amount of light that enters through the pupil. It controls the size of the pupil by expanding and contracting. It's also the colorful part of the eye. On the inside of the iris is the ciliary body, or the ciliary muscles. It will expand and contract, with which changes the shape of the lens, which changes what we can see. So the ciliary body contracts, the lens becomes thicker, so that we can see things that are closer up. The ciliary body also produces aqueous humor. So the suspensory ligaments connect the ciliary body to the lens. And then the lens is a transparent structure, and it focuses light with changes in its curvature. It's a second refraction point after the cornea. And then we're going to jump up here to the canal of Schlem. Aqueous humor is filtered as it flows through the trabecular meshwork. It is then collected in the canal of Schlem, where it enters the venous system. This is essentially how our body removes aqueous humor from the eye. It goes into our bloodstream, and then our body gets rid of it. If this is not working correctly, the canal of Schlem, then an individual can develop glaucoma. So then we're going to go to the conjunctiva, which is a clear membrane. It's along the inner portions of the eyelids, and then it also covers the sclera. So this white part all around here is the sclera. It's the white part of the eye. It's also connected to the extrinsic eye muscles, so that our eye can move. The next layer, so this black line, is the choroid. The choroid is full of blood vessels, and it nourishes the retina, which is right here. And so the retina is the next layer. It's the innermost layer, and it contains photoreceptors that send electrical impulses to the optic nerve. The optic nerve right here is a bundle of fibers that relay impulses all the way to the brain. And so at the head of the optic nerve, so right here in this little space is the optic disc. It's where the ganglion cell axons exit the eye, and there are no photoreceptors there. So this creates a blind spot of sorts. So we're going to go back to the retina. The retina houses, this dotted part, the retina, houses cones and rods. So cones help us to see finer details and help us to see in bright light and see colors. The cones are mostly in this part of the eye, and then the rods are the other part, and they help us to see in dimmer light, and they are mostly on the periphery of the retina. So the macula is the retina is home of the macula, which is this little bulgy thing right here. This houses cone photoreceptors almost exclusively, which houses our highest level of visual acuity, meaning this is how we see finer details. And then the macula, in the middle of the macula, is the fovea centralis. And it's the center portion of the macula with the highest concentration of cones. And so moving on, so this big old area right here is full of vitreous humor. It starts behind the lens and it goes all in this area. It's a clear jelly-like substance that is just in the posterior segment of the eye. So lastly, we're going to go over here to the ora serrata. It is in between the choroid layer of the choroid and the ciliary body. So the retina, when you're going around, it thins out and the choroid layer comes around it and protects it. And the ora serrata is kind of that marking spot in between the posterior segment and the anterior segment of the eye. So thank you so much. This has been the eye.